Today, I've got something super exciting to showcase off for you guys, because have you ever been playing Age of Empires Mobile like me and you've been looking at your battle reports here, and you might have, honestly, a ton of battle reports with a bunch of information all in these details, and you wish you could honestly see how good you technically did in maybe 10 fights, 20 fights, 30 fights, 40 fights, 50 fights. Well, guess what? That's kind of what we're going to be doing in today's video, because yes, Steve, the big man himself, created this really cool spreadsheet. I'm going to showcase on how you use it so you guys can get a feel for it. And more importantly, we want your feedback instantly. We want to know how to improve all of this spreadsheet, because you'll notice at the very bottom here, we've got these extra tabs and they do keep moving, and we aim to set this out publicly so you guys can use any of these sheets, as you can see, at the same time. And if we need to make more duplicates, we can make more duplicates, while obviously us, the big boys, have the main sheet here that you guys can kind of see. And we can see, look, do not use this spreadsheet. It even says it so you guys can see, do not use it, right? So this is the main, guys. This is ours spreadsheet for that, but everything else. So we want to know, first thing is, what do you would like to see improved? Would you like to see, obviously, for example, these headings maybe a little bit bigger so you can understand what each heading is saying, so it's a little bit more readable? Would you like to have more than 10 battle reports? Would you like to be able to check out 20 battle reports or 30 battle reports? What other kind of little bits of data would you like to see? Because as you can see at the moment, what we're able to do is check out the total amount of damage you actually dealt within all of those reports, as well as actually the average number of that, the median number of that, which is technically basically the middle average, in the middle of it all, and then the percentage of what was expected. So what this means is, in this percentage, if you have a negative, you technically performed lower than the expected median, which is what you should have been doing. But if you're above that percentage, you can see in those reports you actually performed better than you did. So it's a really cool way of actually using a bit of data here to see if you was performing better than the actual median or average that you had, right? And the way it works, just to kind of showcase it, if you go into the main game, for example, you know that all of your commanders have these different skills, and you can go into the details here and get all of these numbers that you want, which is the activation chances, obviously the types of skills, the amount of damage they did, and you can input that data. So if we go over and showcase this off for you guys, we can kind of move it across a little bit so you can see it a bit better. If you want to put in your commander skill activation and your commander skill damage, you can do that here. But we're doing Lubu's commander skill. And you can see if we do, for example, 1, because he only activated the 1 time, it's already showcasing, obviously, what that is. Signature skill damage, he did 19,000. Let's put 248 for that. And then we saw his weak spot attack actually activated 1 time. And then he did this amount of damage, which was, I think it was like 13,000, just for argument's sake. They did 13,000 damage. You can see already the report is putting these numbers here and showing you that. So now if we kind of put in some more numbers, let's just say like 1, let's put 2, let's put 3, let's put 4, 5 again. You can see these numbers are starting to change and do the maths for you. And again, you got to remember, these are the average. So it means on average in these reports, you're basically going to be hitting 3 skills in turn, right? And then if we look at the damage, we can put in again like a bunch of different numbers here. It doesn't matter what we put in. Let's just say we high rolled on that one. Let's just say this one here was a good one again. So let's just say that was line 24,000 or something. This was 4 activations, but it was a bit more of a low roll. You can see it was like 13, not even 13,000. Let's be a bit more generous. It was about 19,000 again, like this. And then the last one, let's just put a random number in. Boom, right? So you can kind of see now how that number, if we just kind of move starts to shift. And if I kind of pull this across for you guys, you'll be able to see it a bit better. So if you see this number now, I can change this, and you'll see if I put, for example, because we activated 5 times, we did technically 29,000 damage, you'll see we actually did 4.17% better than the actual, you know, average that we should have been doing, which is quite sick. I like that. Like, I like the fact that our average here is 22.45, while the median was 21.55. So you can see we technically outperformed what was expected. And this is what happens for all of them, right? So if you want to go over here and obviously put in custom skill activation 2, you can put in your ring activations, you can put in your ring damage, and then over on the very far right side now, you can actually see the totals, the complete totals, and it does all of it again. How well you actually performed in total at the bottom, so that percentage, even though I did 4.17% here, and we only did 1 and 13.6, it hasn't put in any of this other data, so we could just, like, again, just for argument's sake, put in some numbers here. And then we'll just put, again, just some random numbers. It doesn't matter, because we're just showing for hypothetical purposes for you guys. But you can kind of understand the drift, right, of what this calculator is trying to achieve for you guys. Because you can see what we've been able to do, go across here. And look, this is giving you, like, what we expect you to be hitting, but what you actually hit. So you should have been doing basically, as it's saying, around 35k damage in total, but on average, he was actually doing only 24.3k, which is really bad. So he was performing 30% lower, and that could have been as you've been doing these test results. You gotta remember, as you've been doing these tests from these reports, you could have been trying out a different ring. You've been testing out a different type of thing, right? Because the one issue we have in the game right now is, yes, it does tell us the activation amount, the details. It does tell us the total amount of stats. So if you want to also put in any of this, you're able to put that in at the very beginning of that calculator and all of that jazz. It doesn't tell us, though, like, turn by turn. And the thing is, because we don't know turn by turn, we've got to assume on average and estimate or guesstimate on how well this is going to perform on a consistent basis, right? And I really do think this is a pretty good calculator. It's not obviously the king of king calculators at all, but it's definitely really good. And what's cool about this is you can see here is the first hero, so you can even type in like your own hero names if you want, and then the commander's skills, what you are going to use, and then obviously for Hero 2 and for Hero 3, which is really cool. So you can actually put a full formation in this. Yes, it's a little bit of legwork, maybe going between 2 monitors to input all of your own data. But look, if you really are an Age of Empires mobile fanatic and you really want to try to figure out, okay, how well was I performing? How well was I doing? This is definitely a step in the right direction, like I said. And if you guys have got suggestions for Steve and for myself, we will put them in here. And one suggestion I already want to do is obviously increase the battle reports to at least 20, so people can test 10, 15, 20 battle reports and go from there, right? And see what they're able to do. If we need to do anything else, I'd love to hear it. Obviously, if we need to maybe change these headings, would love to hear it. If you guys also have any really clever formulas that we can also add on just to the bottom here, maybe 2 extra things that you would love to see if we're able to calculate it from the data that we have in game, let us know in, again, the comment section down below. And big shout out to Pato from the Discord, who asked us to obviously create something like this, and he also gave us a bunch of different ways of we could potentially work out all these formulas as well, so we can even look into adding those in. And yeah, obviously Steve, the man Steve, for making the good old actual spreadsheet. He absolutely did a good job. And just to kind of showcase one little Easter egg for you guys, if you didn't notice, you can only type in numbers into this thing. If you try to type in any letters and hit enter, it's going to be, you know, massive thing. And it will tell you, look, you can type in 1 or 2 or whatever the number is. But if you didn't learn numbers in school, you know, you need to not use this spreadsheet. It's as simple as that, right? So, and it's the same for all of them. Everything is perfectly locked. It's all good. So it's only data and numbers being able to be added in. So with that, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know your suggestions, how you want us to fix it. And if you enjoyed today's video, smash a like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky. Peace out.